Index of the Project Gutenberg Works of Nathaniel Hawthorne ***** Index of the Project Gutenberg Works of Nathaniel Hawthorne compiled by David Widger Haw Contents. Click on the # before many of the titles to view a linked table of contents for that volume. Click on the title itself to open the original online file. ## The House of the Seven Gables ## Twice Told Tales ## Twice Told Tales Beneath an Umbrella on the Seashore Main Street A Bell's Biography Sylpheth Old News Old Ticonderoga The Man of Adamant The Wives of the Dead John Inglefield's Thanksgiving Little Daffodili ## Mosses from an Old Manse The Old Manse A Select Party Fire Worship Buds and Bird Voices Monsieur du Murray The Hall of Fantasy The New Adam and Eve The Christmas Banquet The Intelligence Office PS Correspondence Earths Holocaust Passages from a Relinquished Work Sketches from Memory The Old Apple Dealer A Virtuoso's Collection ## The Snow Image al The Snow Image Illustrated ## The Great Stone Face al ## Grandfather's Chair ## The Blithedale Romance ## The Marble Faun, Volume I ## The Marble Faun, Volume 2 ## Life of Nathaniel Hawthorne ## Dr. Grimm's Haw's Secret ## Our Old Home, Volume I ## Our Old Home, Volume 2 ## Sketches and Studies ## Tales and Sketches from Memory ## Other Tales and Sketches Journal of a Solitary Man Dr. Bullivant A Book of Autographs An Old Woman's Tale Times Portraiture Brown's Folly ## Biographical Sketches ## Biographical Stories ## History and Biography ## Wonder Book ## A Wonder Book and Tanglewood Tales ## Tanglewood Tales ## The Scarlet Letter ## The Scarlet Stigma ## Little Masterpiece Love Letters Volume 1 Love Letters Volume 2 Septimius Felton Fanshawe The Ancestral Footstep The Deliver Romance Passages from the American Notebooks, V1 Passages from the American Notebooks, V2 Passages from the English Notebooks, V1 Passages from the English Notebooks, V2 The French and Italian Notebooks, V1 The French and Italian Notebooks, V2 Tables of Contents of Volumes The House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne Table of Contents Chapter Introductory Note Author's Preface I The Old Pinekean Family 2 The Little Shop Window 3 The First Customer 4 A Day Behind the Counter V May and November 6 Mallswell 7 The Guest 8 The Pinekean of Today 9 Clifford and Phoebe X The Pinekean Garden 11 The Arched Window 12 The Daguerreotypist 13 Alice Pinekean 14 Phoebe's Goodbye 15 The Scowl and Smile 16 Clifford's Chamber 17 The Flight of Two Owls 18 Governor Pinekean 19 Alice Poses XX The Flower of Eden XXI The Departure Twice Told Tales Nathaniel Hawthorne Contents The Grey Champion The Wedding Knell The Minister's Black Veil The Maypole of Merry Mount The Gentle Boy Mr. Higginbotham's Catastrophe Wakefield The Great Carbuncle David Swan The Hollow of the Three Hills Dr. Heidegger's Experiment Legends of the Province House I House Masquerade 2 Edward Randolph's Portrait 3 Lady Eleanor's Mantle 4 Old Esther Dudley, the ambitious guest, Peter Goldthwaite's treasure, the Shaker bridal, Endicott and the Red Cross, twice told tales. By Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents page: The Grey Champion 5, Sunday at Home 15, The Wedding Knell 23, The Minister's Black Veil 33, The Maypole of Merry Mount 49, The Gentle Boy 63, Mr. Higginbotham's Catastrophe 99, Little Annie's Ramble 113, Wakefield 123, A Rill from the Town Pump 133, The Great Carbuncle 141, The Prophetic Pictures 159, David Swan 175, Sights from a Steeple 183, The Hollow of the Three Hills 191, The Toll Gatherer's Day 197, The Vision of the Fountain 204, Fancy's Showbox 211, Dr. Heidegger's Experiment 218, Legends of the Province House, I House Masquerade 233, 2. Edward Randolph's Portrait 249, 3. Lady Eleanor's Mantle 263, 4. Old Esther Dudley 281, The Haunted Mine 294, The Village Uncle 300, The Ambitious Guest 313, The Sister Years 323, Snowflakes 332, The Seven Vagabonds 338, The White Old Maid 358, Peter Goldthwaite's Treasure 370, Chippings with a Chisel 393, The Shaker Bridal 405, Night Sketches 412, Endicott and the Red Cross 419, The Lily's Quest 427, Footprints on the Seashore 435, Edward Fane's Rosebud 447, The Threefold Destiny 455, Mosses from an Old Manse and Other Stories. Nathaniel Hawthorne contents The Birthmark. Young Goodman Brown Rappaccini's Daughter, Mrs. Bullfrog, The Celestial Railroad, The Procession of Life, Fethertop, A Moralized Legend, Egotism, or The Bosom Serpent Drowns, Wooden Image, Roger Malvin's Burial, The Artist of the Beautiful, The Snow Image by Nathaniel Hawthorne contents The Snow Image, A Childish Miracle, The Great Stone Face, Ethan Brand, The Canterbury Pilgrims, The Devil in Manuscript, My Kinsman, Major Molyneux, The Great Stone Face and Other Tales of the White Mountains by Nathaniel Hawthorne. 1882. Contents: Introduction, The Great Stone Face, The Ambitious Guest, The Great Carbuncle, Sketches from Memory, The Whole History of Grandfather's Chair or True Stories from New England History, 1620 to 1808 by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents: Author's Preface, Grandfather's Chair, Part I, 1620 to 1692. Chapter I, Grandfather and the Children and the Chair. Chapter II, The Puritans and the Lady Arbella. Chapter III, A Rainy Day. Chapter IV, Troublous Times. Chapter V, The Government of New England. Chapter VI, The Pine Tree Shillings. Chapter 7, The Quakers and the Indians. Chapter 8, The Indian Bible. Chapter 9, England and New England. Chapter X, The Sunken Treasure. Chapter 11, What the Chair Had Known. Appendix to Part I, Part 2. 1692 to 1763. Chapter I. The Chair in the Firelight. Chapter 2. The Salem Witches. Chapter 3. The Old-Fashioned School. Chapter 4. Cotton Mather. Chapter V. The Rejected Blessing. Chapter 6. Pomps and Vanities. Chapter 7. The Provincial Muster. Chapter 8. The Old French War and the Acadian Exiles. Chapter 9. The End of the War. Chapter X. Thomas Hutchinson. Appendix to Part 2. Part 3. 1763 to 1803. Chapter I. A New Year's Day. Chapter 2. The Stamp Act. Chapter 3. The Hutchinson Mob. Chapter 4. The British Troops in Boston. Chapter V. The Boston Massacre. Chapter 6. A Collection of Portraits. Chapter 7. The Tea Party and Lexington. Chapter 8. The Siege of Boston. Chapter 9. The Tories' Farewell. Chapter X. The War for Independence. Chapter 11. Grandfather's Dream. Appendix to Part 3. The Blithedale Romance by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents I. Old Moody 2. Blithedale 3. A Knot of Dreamers 4. The Supper Table v. Until Bedtime 6. Coverdale's Sick Chamber 7. The Convalescent 8. A Modern Arcadia 9. Hollingsworth, Zenobia, Priscilla X. A Visitor from Town 11. The Woodpath 12. Coverdale's Hermitage 13. Zenobia's Legend 14. Eliot's Pulpit 15. A Crisis 16. Leave-takings 17. The Hotel 18. The Boarding House 19. Zenobia's Drawing Room XX. They Vanish XXI. An Old Acquaintance XXII. Fauntleroy 23. A Village Hawksiv. The Masqueraders XXV. The Three Together XXVI. Zenobia and Coverdale XXAE. Midnight XXVIII. Blithedale Pasture XX. Miles Coverdale's Confession. The Marble Faun or the Romance of Montebenny by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Volume 1 of 2. Contents Chapter I. Miriam, Hilda, Kenyon, Donatello. Chapter 2. The Faun. Chapter 3. Subterranean Reminiscences. Chapter 4. The Spectre of the Catacomb. Chapter V. Miriam's Studio. Chapter 6. The Virgin's Shrine. Chapter 7. Beatrice. Chapter 8. The Suburban Villa. Chapter 9. The Faun and Nymph. Chapter X. The Sylvan Dance. Chapter 11. Fragmentary Sentences. Chapter 12. A Stroll on the Pyncheon. Chapter 13. A Sculptor's Studio. Chapter 14. Cleopatra. Chapter 15. An Aesthetic Company. Chapter 16. A Moonlight Ramble. Chapter 17. Miriam's Trouble. Chapter 18. On the Edge of a Precipice. Chapter 19. The Faun's Transformation. Chapter XX. The Burial Chant. Chapter XXI. The Dead Capuchin. Chapter XXII. The Medsai Gardens. Chapter 23. Miriam and Hilda. The Marble Faun, or the Romance of Montebenny by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Volume 2 of 3. Contents Chapter XXV The Tower Among the Apennines Chapter XXV Sunshine Chapter XXVI The Pedigree of Monte Beni Chapter XXVIII Myths Chapter XXVIII The Owl Tower Chapter XXVI On the Battlements Chapter XXX Donatello's Bust Chapter XXXI The Marble Saloon Chapter XXI Scenes by the Way Chapter XXXII Pictured Windows Chapter XXV Market Day in Perugia Chapter XXXV The Bronze Pontiff's Benediction Chapter XXV Hilda's Tower Chapter XXVIII The Emptiness of Picture Galleries Chapter XXVIII Altars and Incense Chapter XXVI The World's Cathedral Chapter XL Hilda and a Friend Chapter XLI Snowdrops and Maidenly Delights Chapter XLII Reminiscences of Miriam Chapter XLII The Extinction of a Lamp Chapter XLiv The Deserted Shrine Chapter XLV The Flight of Hilda's Doves Chapter XLVI A Walk on the Campagna Chapter XLAE The Peasant and Contadina Chapter XLater Scene in the Corso Chapter XLix A Frolic of the Carnival Chapter L Miriam, Hilda, Kenyon, Donatello Conclusion The Life and Genius of Nathaniel Hawthorne by Frank Preston Stearns Contents Preface The Life and Genius of Nathaniel Hawthorne Chapter I Salem and the Hathornes 1630 to 1800 Chapter 2 Boyhood of Hawthorne 1804 to 1821 Chapter 3 Bowdoin College 1821 to 1825 Chapter 4 Little Misery 1825 to 1835 Chapter VEOS and Eros 1835 to 1839 Chapter 6 Pegasus at the Cart 1839 to 1841 Chapter 7 Hawthorne as a Socialist 1841 to 1842 Chapter 8 Concord and the Old Manse 1842 to 1845 Chapter 9 Moss's Prom and Old Manse 1845 Chapter X From Concord to Lenox 1845 to 1849 Chapter 11 Pegasus is Free 1850 to 1852 Chapter 12 The Liverpool Consulate 1852 to 1854 Chapter 13 Hawthorne in England 1854 to 1858 Chapter 14 Italy Chapter 15 Hawthorne as Art Critic 1858 Chapter 16 The Marble Faun 1859 to 1860 Chapter 17 Homeward Bound 1860 to 1862 Chapter 18 Immortality Appendices Appendix A Appendix B Appendix C Index Dr. Grimm's Hawes Secret A Romance by Nathaniel Hawthorne Contents Preface Dr. Grimm's Hawes Secret Chapter I Chapter 2 Chapter 3 Chapter 4 Chapter V Chapter 6 Chapter 7 Chapter 8 Chapter 9 Chapter X Chapter 11 Chapter 12 Chapter 13 Chapter 14 Chapter 15 Chapter 16 Chapter 17 Chapter 18 Chapter 19 Chapter XX Chapter XXI Chapter XXII Chapter 23 Chapter XIV Chapter XXV Appendix Our Old Home, a series of English sketches by Nathaniel Hawthorne, contents Our Old Home. Consular Experiences. Leamington Spa. About Warwick. Recollections of a Gifted Woman. Lichfield and Uttoxeter. Pilgrimage to Old Boston. Near Oxford. Some of the Haunts of Burns. A London Suburb. Up the Thames. Outside Glimpses of English Poverty. Civic Banquets. Our Old Home by Nathaniel Hawthorne, Volume 2. Of 2. Contents page Lord Nelson frontispiece. Near Oxford 281 Blenheim 292 The Thames at Oxford from Folly Bridge 318 Magdalen College, Oxford, from the Cherwell 322 Some of the Haunts of Burns 325 Robert Burns 334 Burns's birthplace, Alloway Parish, near Air 350 The Old Brig O'Doone, Air 354 Alloway Kirk 356 A London Suburb 359 A Country House 364 The Houses of Parliament 374 Up the Thames 411 London Bridge 412 Tower of London, showing Traitors Gate 428 St. Paul's Cathedral 430 Poets' Corner, Westminster Abbey 452 Outside Glimpses of English Poverty 470 An English Almshouse 500 Civic Banquets 527 Sketches and Studies by Nathaniel Hawthorne Contents Life of Franklin Pierce. Preface. Chapter I Chapter 2 Chapter 3 Chapter 4 Chapter V Chapter 6 Chapter 7. Chiefly about war matters. Alice Doane's Appeal. The Ancestral Footstep. The Ancestral Footstep. Tales and Sketches by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents I. The Inland Port. 2 Rochester. 3 A Night Scene. Tales and Sketches by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents My Visit to Niagara. The Antique Ring Graves and Goblins. Biographical Studies by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents Mrs. Hutchinson, Sir William Phipps, Sir William Pepperell, Thomas Green, Fessenden, Jonathan Sully. True Stories of History and Biography. Biographical Stories by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents Benjamin West, Sir Isaac Newton, Samuel Johnson, Oliver Cromwell, Benjamin Franklin, Queen Christina. True Stories from History and Biography by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Contents Preface. The Whole History of Grandfather's Chair. Part I Chapter 2 The Lady Arbella. Chapter 3 Chapter 4 Chapter V Chapter 6 The Pine Tree Shillings. Chapter 7 Chapter 8 The Indian Bible. Chapter 9 Chapter X The Sunken Treasure. Chapter 11 Part 2 Chapter I Chapter 2 Chapter 3 The Old-Fashioned School. Chapter 4 Chapter 6 The Rejected Blessing. Chapter 7 Chapter 8 The Provincial Muster. Chapter 9 The Akkadian Exiles Chapter X Chapter 11 Part 3 Chapter I Chapter 2 Chapter 3 The Hutchinson Mob Chapter 4 Chapter V The Boston Massacre Chapter 6 Chapter 7 Chapter 8 Chapter 9 The Tories' Farewell Chapter X Chapter 11 Grandfather's Dream Biographical Stories Chapter I Chapter 2 Benjamin West Chapter 3 Sir Isaac Newton Chapter 4 Samuel Johnson Chapter V Samuel Johnson continued. Chapter 6 Oliver Cromwell Chapter 7 Benjamin Franklin Chapter 8 Benjamin Franklin continued. Chapter 9 Queen Christina. A Wonder Book for Girls and Boys by Nathaniel Hawthorne with 60 designs by Walter Crane. Contents page The Gorgon's Head. Tanglewood Porch. Introductory to The Gorgon's Head 1 The Gorgon's Head 7 Tanglewood Porch. After the story 39 The Golden Touch. Shadow Brook. Introductory to The Golden Touch 42 The Golden Touch 46 Shadow Brook. After the story 69 The Paradise of Children. Tanglewood Playroom. Introductory to The Paradise of Children 73 The Paradise of Children 78 Tanglewood Playroom. After the story 100 The Three Golden Apples. Tanglewood Fireside. Introductory to The Three Golden Apples 102 The Three Golden Apples 109 Tanglewood Fireside. After the story 136 The Miraculous Pitcher. The Hillside. Introductory to The Miraculous Pitcher 140 The Miraculous Pitcher 144 The Hillside. After the story 170 The Chimera. Bald Summit. Introductory to The Chimera 172 The Chimera 176 Bald Summit. After the story 206 List of Designs Half Title I Frontispiece, Bellerophon on Pegasus. Title 3 Preface V Tailpiece 6 Contents 7 List of Designs 9 Tailpiece X Headpiece, Tanglewood Porch 1 The Gorgon's Head, Headpiece 7 Perseus and the Gree 22 Perseus armed by the nymphs 26 Perseus and the Gorgons 32 Perseus showing the Gorgon's Head 36 Tailpiece 38 Headpiece, Tanglewood Porch, after the story 39 Tailpiece 41 Headpiece, Shadow Brook 42 The Golden Touch, Headpiece 46 The Stranger Appearing to Midas 50 Midas' Daughter Turned to Gold 62 Midas with the Pitcher 66 Tailpiece 68 Headpiece, Shadow Brook, after the story 69 Tailpiece 72 Headpiece, Tanglewood Playroom 73 Tailpiece 77 The Paradise of Children, Headpiece 78 Padora wonders at the box 80 Padora desires to open the box 86 Padora opens the box 92 Tailpiece 96 Headpiece, Tanglewood Playroom, after the story 100 Headpiece, Tanglewood Fireside 102 Tailpiece 108 The Three Golden Apples, Headpiece 109 Hercules and the Nymphs 112 Hercules and the Old Man of the Sea 120 Hercules and Atlas 126 Tailpiece 135 Headpiece. Tanglewood Fireside, after the story 136 Tailpiece 139 Headpiece. The Hillside 140 Tailpiece 143 The Miraculous Pitcher, Headpiece 144 Philemon and Baucis 144 The Strangers in the Village 148 The Strangers Entertained 158 Tailpiece 169 Headpiece The Hillside After the Story 170 Tailpiece 171 Headpiece Bald Summit 172 Tailpiece 175 The Chimera Headpiece 176 Bellerophon at the Fountain 180 Bellerophon slays the Chimera 200 Tailpiece 205 Headpiece Bald Summit After the Story 206 Tailpiece 210 Wonder Book and Tanglewood Tales for Girls and Boys by Nathaniel Hawthorne with pictures by Maxfield Parrish Contents Preface A Wonder Book The Gorgon's Head The Golden Touch The Paradise of Children The Three Golden Apples The Miraculous Picture The Chimera Tanglewood Tales The Wayside The Minotaur The Pygmies The Dragon's Teeth Circe's Palace The Pomegranate Seeds The Golden Fleece Illustration Jason and the Talking Oak Padora Atlas Bellerophon by the Fountain of Pyrene The Fountain of Pyrene Ctmus Sowing the Dragon's Teeth Circe's Palace Proserpina Jason and his teacher the Argonauts in Quest of the Golden Fleece Tanglewood Tales Nathaniel Hawthorne Illustrated by V.F. Sturrett Contents The Minotaur The Pygmies The Dragon's Teeth Circe's Palace The Pomegranate Seeds The Golden Fleece Illustrations Ctmus beheld a female figure. Wonderfully beautiful he tugged and toiled amain she whipped up the snakes and ascended high over the city thou hast slain the monster, cried Ariadne, clasping her hands he concluded that his dear son had been eaten by the Minotaur this giant and these pygmies were all brethren the giant gave them his brotherly kindness they were constantly at war with the cranes alas. My dear children, answered poor Queen Telephassa sacred oracle of Delphi, whither shall I go? This pitiless reptile had killed his poor companions at a distance he beheld stately towers the voyagers examined the web of cloth wretch. Cried Circe they brought along with them a great many beautiful shells so she peeped into the entrance of the cave they arrived at the sunniest spot in the world I shall not touch it I assure you, said she what shall I do? Said he I am the king's daughter at the appointed hour he met the beautiful Mede what is it? Asked Jason the Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne Illustrated Contents Page The Custom House. Introductory 1 The Scarlet Letter I The Prison Door 51-2 The Marketplace 54-3 The Recognition 68-4 The Interview 80 v Hester at her needle 96 Pearl 104-7 The Governor's Hall 118-8 The Elf Child and the Minister 129-9 The Leech 142x The Leech and His Patient 155-11 The Interior of a Heart 168-12 The Minister's Vigil 177-13 Another View of Hester 193-14 Hester and the Physician 204-15 Hester and Pearl 212-16 A Forest Walk 223-17 The Pastor and His Parishioner 231-18 A Flood of Sunshine 245-19 The Child at the Brookside 253XX. The Minister in Amaze 264XXI. The New England Holiday 277XXII. The Procession 28823. The Revelation of the Scarlet Letter 302 Xiv. Conclusion 315 Illustrations Page The Custom House 1 The Prison Door 49 Vignette Wild Rose 51 The Gossips 57 Standing on the Miserable Eminence 65 She was led back to prison 78 The Eyes of the Wrinkled Scholar glowed 87 The Lonesome Dwelling 93 Lonely Footsteps 99 Vignette 104 A Touch of Pearls Baby Hand 113 Vignette 118 The Governor's Breastplate 125 Look thou to it. I will not lose the child. 135 The Minister and Leech 148 The Leech and his Patient 165 The Virgins of the Church 172 They stood in the noon of that strange splendor 185 Hester in the house of mourning 195 Mandrake 211 He gathered herbs here and there 213 Pearl on the seashore 217 Wilt thou yet forgive me? 237 A Gleam of Sunshine 249 The Child at the Brookside 257 Chillingworth, Smile with a Sinister Meaning 287 New England Worthies 289 Shall we not meet again? 311 Hester's Return 320. The Scarlet Stigma A drama in 4 acts by James Edgar Smith founded upon Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel, The Scarlet Letter. Act I Scene 2 Scene 3 Act 2 Scene I Scene 2 Scene 3 Act 3 Scene I Scene 2 Scene 3 Act 4 Scene I Scene 2 Transcriber's Note Little Masterpieces Nathaniel Hawthorne Contents Page Editor's Introduction v. Dr. Heidegger's Experiment 1 The Birthmark 21 Ethan Brand 53 Wakefield 83 Drowns Wooden Image 101 The Ambitious Guest 125 The Great Stone Face 141 The Grey Champion 177 End of the Project Gutenberg ebook Index of the Project Gutenberg Works of Nathaniel Hawthorne Updated editions will replace the previous one. The old editions will be renamed. Creating the works from print editions not protected by U.S. copyright law means that no one owns a United States copyright in these works, so the Foundation, and you, can copy and distribute it in the United States without permission and without paying copyright royalties. Special rules, set forth in the general terms of use part of this license, apply to copying and distributing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol concept and trademark. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark, and may not be used if you charge for an ebook, except by following the terms of the trademark license, including paying royalties for use of the Project Gutenberg trademark. If you do not charge anything for copies of this ebook, complying with the trademark license is very easy. You may use this ebook for nearly any purpose such as creation of derivative works, reports, performances and research. Project Gutenberg ebooks may be modified and printed and given away. You may do practically anything in the United States with ebooks not protected by U.S. copyright law. Redistribution is subject to the trademark license, especially commercial redistribution. Start. Full license. The full Project Gutenberg license. Please read this before you distribute or use this work to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol mission of promoting the free distribution of electronic works. By using or distributing this work, or any other work associated in any way with the phrase Project Gutenberg, you agree to comply with all the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license available with this file or online at www.gutenberg.org/license. Section 1. General Terms of Use and Redistributing Project Gutenberg Trademark Symbol Electronic Works 1.0. By reading or using any part of this Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work, you indicate that you have read, understand, agree to and accept all the terms of this license and intellectual property, trademark/copyright, agreement. If you do not agree to abide by all the terms of this agreement, you must cease using and return or destroy all copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works in your possession. If you paid a fee for obtaining a copy of or access to a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work and you do not agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement, you may obtain a refund from the person or entity to whom you paid the fee as set forth in paragraph 1.e.8. 1.b Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark. It may only be used on or associated in any way with an electronic work by people who agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement. There are a few things that you can do with most Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works even without complying with the full terms of this agreement. See paragraph 1.c below. There are a lot of things you can do with Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works if you follow the terms of this agreement and help preserve free future access to Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works. See paragraph 1.e below. 1.c. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the Foundation or PGLAF, owns a compilation copyright in the collection of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works. Nearly all the individual works in the collection are in the public domain in the United States. If an individual work is unprotected by copyright law in the United States and you are located in the United States, we do not claim a right to prevent you from copying, distributing, performing, displaying or creating derivative works based on the work as long as all references to Project Gutenberg are removed. Of course, we hope that you will support the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol mission of promoting free access to electronic works by freely sharing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works in compliance with the terms of this agreement for keeping the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol name associated with the work. You can easily comply with the terms of this agreement by keeping this work in the same format with its attached full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license when you share it without charge with others. 1.d. The copyright laws of the place where you are located also govern what you can do with this work. Copyright laws in most countries are in a constant state of change. If you are outside the United States, check the laws of your country in addition to the terms of this agreement before downloading, copying, displaying, performing, distributing or creating derivative works based on this work or any other Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work. The Foundation makes no representations concerning the copyright status of any work in any country other than the United States. 1.e. Unless you have removed all references to Project Gutenberg. 1.e.1. The following sentence, with active links to, or other immediate access to, the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license must appear prominently whenever any copy of a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work, any work on which the phrase Project Gutenberg appears, or with which the phrase Project Gutenberg is associated, is accessed, displayed, performed, viewed, copied or distributed. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. 1.e.2. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work is derived from texts not protected by U.S. copyright law, does not contain a notice indicating that it is posted with permission of the copyright holder, the work can be copied and distributed to anyone in the United States without paying any fees or charges. If you are redistributing or providing access to a work with the phrase Project Gutenberg associated with or appearing on the work, you must comply either with the requirements of paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 or obtain permission for the use of the work and the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark as set forth in paragraphs 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.3. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work is posted with the permission of the copyright holder, your use and distribution must comply with both paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 and any additional terms imposed by the copyright holder. Additional terms will be linked to the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license for all works posted with the permission of the copyright holder found at the beginning of this work. 1.e.4. Do not unlink or detach or remove the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license terms from this work, or any files containing a part of this work or any other work associated with Project Gutenberg trademark symbol. 1.e.5. Do not copy, display, perform, distribute or redistribute this electronic work, or any part of this electronic work, without prominently displaying the sentence set forth in paragraph 1.e.1 with active links or immediate access to the full terms of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license. 1.e.6. You may convert to and distribute this work in any binary, compressed, marked up, non-proprietary or proprietary form, including any word processing or hypertext form. However, if you provide access to or distribute copies of a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work in a format other than plain vanilla ASCII or other format used in the official version posted on the official Project Gutenberg trademark symbol website, www.gutenberg.org, you must, at no additional cost, fee or expense to the user, provide a copy, a means of exporting a copy, or a means of obtaining a copy upon request, of the work in its original plain vanilla ASCII or other form. Any alternate format must include the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license as specified in paragraph 1.e.1. 1.e.7. Do not charge a fee for access to, viewing, displaying, performing, copying or distributing any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works unless you comply with paragraph 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.8. You may charge a reasonable fee for copies of or providing access to or distributing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works provided that you pay a royalty fee of 20% of the gross profits you derive from the use of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works calculated using the method you already use to calculate your applicable taxes. The fee is owed to the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark, but he has agreed to donate royalties under this paragraph to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Royalty payments must be paid within 60 days following each date on which you prepare, or are legally required to prepare, your periodic tax returns. Royalty payments should be clearly marked as such and sent to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation at the address specified in Section 4, Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. You provide a full refund of any money paid by a user who notifies you in writing, or by email, within 30 days of receipt that he does not agree to the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license. You must require such a user to return or destroy all copies of the works possessed in a physical medium and discontinue all use of and all access to other copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works. You provide, in accordance with paragraph 1.f.3, a full refund of any money paid for a work or a replacement copy, if a defect in the electronic work is discovered and reported to you within 90 days of receipt of the work. You comply with all other terms of this agreement for free distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works. 1.e.9. If you wish to charge a fee or distribute a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work or group of works on different terms than are set forth in this agreement, you must obtain permission in writing from the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the manager of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark. Contact the Foundation as set forth in Section 3 below. 1.f1.f.1. Project Gutenberg volunteers and employees expend considerable effort to identify, do copyright research on, transcribe and proofread works not protected by U.S. copyright law in creating the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol collection. Despite these efforts, Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works, and the medium on which they may be stored, may contain defects such as, but not limited to, incomplete, inaccurate or corrupt data, transcription errors, a copyright or other intellectual property infringement, a defective or damaged disk or other medium, a computer virus, or computer codes that damage or cannot be read by your equipment. 1.f.2 Limited warranty, disclaimer of damages, except for the right of replacement or refund described in paragraph 1.f.3, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark, and any other party distributing a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work under this agreement, disclaim all liability to you for damages, costs and expenses, including legal fees. You agree that you have no remedies for negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty or breach of contract except those provided in paragraph 1.f.3. You agree that the Foundation, the trademark owner, and any distributor under this agreement will not be liable to you for actual, direct, indirect, consequential, punitive or incidental damages even if you give notice of the possibility of such damage. 1.f.3 Limited right of replacement or refund. If you discover a defect in this electronic work within 90 days of receiving it, you can receive a refund of the money, if any, you paid for it by sending a written explanation to the person you received the work from. If you received the work on a physical medium, you must return the medium with your written explanation. The person or entity that provided you with the defective work may elect to provide a replacement copy in lieu of a refund. If you received the work electronically, the person or entity providing it to you may choose to give you a second opportunity to receive the work electronically in lieu of a refund. If the second copy is also defective, you may demand a refund in writing without further opportunities to fix the problem. 1.f.4 Except for the limited right of replacement or refund set forth in paragraph 1.f.3, this work is provided to you as is, with no other warranties of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. 1.f.5 Some states do not allow disclaimers of certain implied warranties or the exclusion or limitation of certain types of damages. If any disclaimer or limitation set forth in this agreement violates the law of the state applicable to this agreement, the agreement shall be interpreted to make the maximum disclaimer or limitation permitted by the applicable state law. The invalidity or unenforceability of any provision of this agreement shall not void the remaining provisions. 1.f.6 Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold the Foundation, the trademark owner, any agent or employee of the Foundation, anyone providing copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works in accordance with this agreement, and any volunteers associated with the production, promotion and distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works, harmless from all liability, costs and expenses, including legal fees, that arise directly or indirectly from any of the following which you do or cause to occur. A. Distribution of this or any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work. B. Alteration, modification, or additions or deletions to any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work, and C. Any defect you cause. Section 2. Information about the mission of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol is synonymous with the free distribution of electronic works in formats readable by the widest variety of computers, including obsolete, old, middle-aged and new computers. It exists because of the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and donations from people in all walks of life. Volunteers and financial support to provide volunteers with the assistance they need are critical to reaching Project Gutenberg trademark symbol's goals and ensuring that the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol collection will remain freely available for generations to come. In 2001, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation was created to provide a secure and permanent future for Project Gutenberg trademark symbol and future generations. To learn more about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation and how your efforts and donations can help, see sections 3 and 4 and the Foundation information page at www.gutenberg.org. Section 3. Information about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation is a non-profit 501(c)(3) educational corporation organized under the laws of the state of Mississippi and granted tax-exempt status by the Internal Revenue Service. The Foundation's IN or Federal Tax Identification Number is 64-6221541. Contributions to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation are tax-deductible to the full extent permitted by U.S. federal laws and your state's laws. The Foundation's business office is located at 809 North 1500 West, Salt Lake City, UT 84116, 801-596-1887. Email contact links and up-to-date contact information can be found at the Foundation's website and official page at www.gutenberg.org/contact section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol depends upon and cannot survive without widespread public support and donations to carry out its mission of increasing the number of public domain and licensed works that can be freely distributed in machine-readable form accessible by the widest array of equipment, including outdated equipment. Many small donations, $1 to $5,000, are particularly important to maintaining tax-exempt status with the IRS. The Foundation is committed to complying with the laws regulating charities and charitable donations in all 50 states of the United States. Compliance requirements are not uniform and it takes a considerable effort, much paperwork and many fees to meet and keep up with these requirements. We do not solicit donations in locations where we have not received written confirmation of compliance. To send donations or determine the status of compliance for any particular state, visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. While we cannot and do not solicit contributions from states where we have not met the solicitation requirements, we know of no prohibition against accepting unsolicited donations from donors in such states who approach us with offers to donate. International donations are gratefully accepted, but we cannot make any statements concerning tax treatment of donations received from outside the United States. U.S. laws alone swamp our small staff. Please check the Project Gutenberg web pages for current donation methods and addresses. Donations are accepted in a number of other ways, including checks, online payments and credit card donations. To donate, please visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. Section 5. General information about Project Gutenberg Trademark Symbol Electronic Works. Professor Michael S. Hart was the originator of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol concept of a library of electronic works that could be freely shared with anyone. For 40 years, he produced and distributed Project Gutenberg trademark symbol ebooks with only a loose network of volunteer support. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol ebooks are often created from several printed editions, all of which are confirmed as not protected by copyright in the US unless a copyright notice is included. Thus, we do not necessarily keep ebooks in compliance with any particular paper edition. Most people start at our website, which has the main PG search facility, www.gutenberg.org. This website includes information about Project Gutenberg trademark symbol, including how to make donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, how to help produce our new ebooks, and how to subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks.